8 decades taught me what really matters in life. My grandson asked me last week what I would tell someone who's 50 today. Sitting there, looking at his young face full of curiosity, I realized I had 30 years of hard-earned wisdom to share. These aren't platitudes from greeting cards. These are truths learned through joy, loss, mistakes, and small victories. At 50, you think you have plenty of time left. I thought the same thing 3 decades ago. But here's what I discovered. The years between 50 and 80 pass faster than any other period of your life. They're also the most crucial for setting up your final chapters. The biggest shock came at 62, when my husband passed away suddenly. We had all these retirement plans, bucket lists, and dreams about traveling together. In one morning, everything changed. That taught me the most important lesson. Don't postpone the conversations that matter most. Health becomes your greatest asset after 60. But the foundation gets built in your 50s. Every habit you develop now either supports or sabotages your future self. I started doing yoga at 55, thinking it was just for flexibility. 25 years later, it's the reason I can still live independently. My children were teenagers when I turned 50. I was so focused on their immediate needs, school, activities, college planning, that I forgot to prepare for the relationship we'd have when they became adults. The way you parent teenagers shapes how they'll treat you as an elderly person. Money anxiety consumed too much of my 50s. I worried constantly about having enough for retirement, about market fluctuations, about healthcare costs. While planning is important, I spent so much energy on financial fear that I missed opportunities for joy and connection. The friends you have at 50 won't all make it to 80 with you. Some will pass away, others will develop conditions that change them fundamentally, and a few will simply drift away as life circumstances shift. Invest deeply in the relationships that truly nourish your soul. Career identity becomes a trap if you hold on to it too tightly. I was a high school principal for 28 years. When I retired at 65, I felt completely lost. Who was I without my title, my responsibilities, my professional identity? Learning to find purpose beyond career took years of adjustment. The grandchildren I couldn't imagine at 50 became my greatest source of joy after 70. But here's what nobody tells you. Being present for them requires energy and health that you build decades before they arrive. Every choice about fitness and wellness in your 50s impacts your ability to be an active grandparent. Technology scared me for years. At 55, I refused to learn email. At 60, I grudgingly got a cell phone. Now, at 80, video calls with family members across the country are lifelines to connection. Don't let fear of new things limit your future possibilities. The house we bought at 45 seemed perfect for raising our family. By 70, those stairs became obstacles, the big yard became a burden, and the isolation from services became problematic. Think ahead about aging in place versus making strategic moves while you're still strong enough to handle transitions. Regret tastes bitter at 80. The business idea I never pursued, the novel I never wrote, the languages I never learned. These haunt me more than any mistakes I actually made. Fear of failure kept me from experiences that could have enriched decades of life. Physical strength disappears gradually, then suddenly. The hiking trail that was easy at 55 became challenging at 65 and impossible at 75. Use your body fully while you have it. Travel to demanding destinations, try physically challenging activities, and build strength reserves for later decades. Loneliness hits differently when you're elderly. It's not just about being alone. It's about being disconnected from the energy and purpose that younger people bring to your life. The social investments you make in your 50s determine your support network for your final decades. Medical decisions become more frequent and complex after 65. Having healthcare advocates and clear advance directives matters enormously. These conversations with family members are easier to have at 50 than at 70, when crisis might force rushed decisions. The marriage that survives your 50s faces different challenges in retirement. Spending 24 hours a day together after decades of separate work lives requires intentional adjustment. Couples who thrive in their golden years learn new ways to connect and give each other space. Wisdom comes from making peace with your younger self's mistakes. At 50, I was still angry about poor choices from my 30s. At 80, I see how those experiences shaped my character and taught me compassion. Forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness, becomes essential for mental peace.